Welcome to barbecuecoach.com. Today I'm going to be doing chicken leg quarters and St. Louis cut spare ribs. These will be two methods that I used in the last contest that I thought were pretty good, and I don't want you to think just because I didn't do good in the contest that these are bad barbecuing methods, because what will win in a contest isn't necessarily good, good barbecue. It's you gotta cook real sweet candied barbecue to win in a barbecue competition, and then these two methods don't have any sauce on them at all. So let me just get right to it, and I'll show you how to trim up these leg quarters. Basically what I'm going to do is take these legs and French them, and I'm going to remove the bone from the thigh, and it'll turn out sort of like a popsicle with a stick. And I'm going to cook them rotisserie style on the Weber over here, and I'm going to with the ribs what I'm going to do is cook them at 300 degrees for 3 hours with just a rub on it. That's all. I was in a rush a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to cook some ribs, so I cranked the old charbroil silver up to about 300 degrees and tried to get them done quick, and I didn't have time for all that foiling and all that stuff, so I just slapped them on there for 3 hours at 300 degrees, and I was surprised at how good they turned out with just a rub on it. So I thought it was good enough to use in a contest, and I tried it in the last contest and did about average. I didn't use any sauce, so it would have been probably would have been better with some sauce on it. But it's a good quick method to cook some great ribs, so I'm going to show you that today. It's basically what I call a 303 method, or a 303 method. 300 degrees for 3 hours, simple. So let me reposition this camera, and we'll get started on trimming up these leg quarters. Okay, if you're not doing a barbecue competition, basically you can just cook these leg quarters up whole. Nothing fancy, just this is the backbone on the quarter, so just cut that out. Try to cut it at the knuckle there. Get all that out. That's your backbone. You can go crabbing with that if you want. Save it. Make soup out of it or something. Trim some of the skin off a little bit. And you're good to go. You want to get some of that fat off of there, trim it up a little bit. That fat will keep it juicy. Yeah, so there's one good leg quarter for home. Nice, quick, and easy. Okay, let me show you how to do one a little bit more fancy for a barbecue competition, or for home if you want to. First thing you want to do is peel this skin back a little bit. You want to save as much skin as possible, the biggest piece possible you can. So just pull that all the way back towards the leg. Cut that backbone out. what you want to do is debone it. Debone the thigh, not the leg. And another thing we're going to do is French the leg. So what I'm going to do is take that leg and go all the way around it, just like that. It figures every time I try to make a movie, somebody's guy across the street is running a generator and the guy down the street is running a chainsaw. Now, once you get that cut, just take a towel or something so you can grab a hold of it easy and just peel it off like that. Pull that knuckle off. You'll see all these tendons in there. They will actually, once this is cooked, you won't even notice they're there, but you don't want to leave them hanging out that much, so just trim them off right there as much as you can. Grab a hold of it and cut it off with a piece of scissors, a pair of scissors. And you would think that those things would still be there and be rubbery after you cook it, but they sort of disappear. And there's a lot of them in there, so just don't worry about them too much. There's one right there on the knuckle you can cut off. Sort of have to get a hold of them first and chop them off. Alright, now you can start deboning that thigh. Just start cutting right down the back of it, you know. Slice right there. Grab a hold of that knuckle and just start cutting down around the side of the thigh. Cut towards the bone. All the way down to the knuckle where it meets with the leg. Then just cut down around that knuckle. And go ahead and cut it right at the joint. Then you just keep cutting down around that knuckle and sort of free up that meat around around that knuckle there. They basically want to expose this whole knuckle here. And then you can start actually trimming up that knuckle. Cut all that cartilage off and just round it off a little bit. You don't want to cut the whole knuckle off because it sort of holds onto the meat once it's cooked. And one thing you want to do is you'll feel that pin bone in there. Just get your knife and stick it underneath that pin bone and slice it off like that. Then grab the end of the pin bone and sort of clean it off with the knife and yank it out. There's your pin bone. And a lot of that knuckle came off with the pin bone. And just go down, slice off some of this knuckle. So you got a nice knuckle there now to hold the meat. Don't leave any. So, alright. So what you have now, you got a French leg and all this thigh meat in here. You can trim some of that off if you want. If you're doing a competition, you don't want all this on there, but at home you might want to leave it on there. Just cut all that off, save it for later. Basically, you got your thigh meat there and your Frenched leg there. You got all this skin here. I'm going to trim off some of the fatty edges of see all that fat right there? Instead of trying to scrape that off, I just cut it off if I got enough skin to work with. Square it off. Now what you have here is you sort of want to make this look like a popsicle. Fold the sides in like that. Put it all in a little pocket like that. And that'll cook up nicely, believe it or not, on that rotisserie. That skin will crisp up and be nice and bite through. Got your handle right there. If you want to, you can, before cooking, you can put a piece of tin foil on this bone, but it'll darken up, look pretty good without the tin foil. What I'm going to do with this is, I'll put some of my rub on there, and then I'll place it in my rotisserie basket like this. Gotta be nice looking though. Get it all. You can put one like that. You'll put the other one like this, so it'll fit. You can get 6 of them in there. And that'll look real nice. What you want to do is get a basket like this where you can clamp it down on there real tight. Put it on the last bottom rung and it'll hold it in there tight so it doesn't move around. Then you'll put your spit on there, and that's basically how you do the competition style. You don't have to do that at home, just use the whole leg quarters like that. And with the ribs, these are St. Louis cut. You can buy the whole spare rib and cut it down to St. Louis cut if you want, or you can cook the whole spare rib whole. If it's a bigger, this is about the size that you would use I'm trying to get the weight on this. This is about 4 pounds. That's a pretty big spare rib actually, so I like to cut some of this fat off right here and that silver skin. Just fillet it off. if you can. This is on the meat side of the ribs. That's good enough. If there's a brisket flap right there, you cut that off. And then get your paper towel and pull this membrane off, just the top membrane. Use a knife, butter knife, to get up underneath that membrane. Get your paper towel and grab it. And that thing never comes off for me. There we go. Some of them come off in one piece, some of them don't. If you're doing a competition, you better be doing this or you're going to get marked down. One more right there. Dang, need a new paper towel. Yeah, I think I got most of it. Trim off some of that fat and extra meat. And the competition will trim these up real nice on the edges too. So there we go. There's a nice St. Louis cut. Remember, this is just going to be Chatham Artillery rub. $300 degrees. For 3 hours. About halfway through, you might want to rotate it. Add some more coals if you need to your smoker. That's ready to go right on there. Get some on your edges. This makes a good dry rib. Memphis style dry ribs. I'm going to put that right on the smoker. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is balance this. Your chicken or rotisserie spit is falling down, so you want to put this weight on the end of the spit up. That way it'll turn more freely. And notice I'm using basically using the forks here to hold the basket in, because Normally the spit would go in up underneath here in this hole down here, and that's basically where my chicken is, so I can't stick the spit in there, so I use the forks to hold the basket on. You can get these baskets on Amazon, or I got a little Amazon store. I already have it in there, so you can go there and get it. I'm gonna put, don't need that. I'm gonna put my line of coals right down the middle, parallel with the spit. I'm going to get them all in the center there. You can throw on some flavor wood at this point if you want to, right on top of the coals. And the timing, that's one chimney of coals on there. The timing on this is going to be 2 hours. After 1 hour, you might want to come out here and throw some more coals on here. Put your motor on. Stick your spit in there and get it going as soon as possible so it doesn't burn. There you go. 2 hours. Got my ribs on over there. Looking good around 300 degrees. And over here on the ribs you can also throw on flavor wood occasionally, and that's 300 degrees for 3 hours on the ribs. So keep it at that temperature, maybe every 30 minutes to an hour throw on some flavor wood, and you're good to go. These are real simple techniques. No foiling on the ribs, just throw your rub on there and let it go for 3 hours at 300 degrees. On a smoker like the Charbroil Silver I got my ribs on over here, you'll need to rotate and flip your ribs because there's hot spots on the Charbroil Silver. So after every hour, maybe rotate it and flip it. Okay, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing here. This is after 1 hour. As you can see, they're caramelizing real nice there, and I'm going to throw on some flavor wood and some more charcoal briquettes. I'm using mesquite here because I like mesquite, but you can use any fruit wood, cherry, apple. You can use hickory, pecan, whatever you want, whatever you like. Just a good line here of briquettes ought to take it into the next hour. And get them all the way to the sides, and that ought to do it. I'll add some more to my ribs over here. And I'll rotate my ribs, and everything's looking good. Okay, the chicken's done. And this is what the Frenched leg quarter looks like, and this is what the regular leg quarter looks like. See if I can get a close-up of this. As you can see, the French leg looks real good. Good enough for a competition, and the skin is going to be bite through. Nice and tender and juicy. Great taste. I don't know why them competition judges don't like this. It's just not sweet enough, but one thing you could possibly do is dunk this in some little pan of warm sauce, and maybe put it back on the smoker and set the sauce for about 15 minutes, and you might win a competition with this. That skin is bite through. Give it a try. Okay, the ribs are done. Got rained out a little bit here, but moved everything inside and we were okay. But I want to test these ribs out. Perfectly done. You see how it pulls cleanly from the bone, but it still doesn't fall off the bone, you see. That's the way it's supposed to be. There you go, Julianne. This is my best rib tester right here. Is it hot?
Ouch. Let's let them cool off first.
Here's one. Here's a little one.
Little. Oh, let's take them cool off.